Tonight, we begin with a campaign for the U.S. presidency and the opening of the political convention for one of the two main parties. The Republican National Convention starts Monday in Cleveland, Ohio. Recent events have energized thousands of protesters who are in Cleveland to protest controversial police-involved shootings of African Americans and the recent assassinations of law enforcement officers in Dallas, Texas, and Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The RNC is set to begin its opening session with a focus on security and immigration. By the week's end, the party will have officially nominated outspoken businessman Donald Trump as its presidential candidate. For more on the opening of the session of the Republican National Convention, let's go to Cleveland, where Africa 54's Vincent Makori is standing by live. Vincent, how are you?
I'm fine, Esther.
We hear security is quite tight in Cleveland. Tell us more.
Well, security is tight here in Cleveland. Here, remember, they brought in about 2,500 law enforcement officers from Texas, Florida, and California to bolster the up to 500-strong force that was dedicated to securing the Republican convention here in Cleveland, Ohio. The checking is tight. I mean, they go through your stuff. They go through everything. They don't leave anything to chance. So if you have a bag, they have to open it and check every little item there to make sure it is what is accepted. So, and then they have barricaded blocks, several blocks around the arena where the convention is taking place. So there's no access to the security area. They really want to make sure only those who are allowed to get closer to the arena get anywhere closer there.
We understand that protests are expected on the streets of the city. Have they begun, and are there concerns that they may turn violent?
Oh yes, there were protests actually right yesterday on Sunday, but they're expected to pick up perhaps today and the rest of the week. Most likely the groups such as Black Lives Matter, those who are anti-Trump, but also interestingly, there are two other groups that are expected to be in town. This is the group New Black Panthers and the Oath Keepers that actually said they will come to town armed. And they can do this without being hassled by the police because the laws here in Cleveland, Ohio, allow them to walk around with their guns as long as they are licensed. So those groups and perhaps others may, in some cases, potentially end up having clashes among themselves, but also there could be concerns over what can happen in their clashes with the police. But the security officials say they are taking charge and they're taking care of the situation.
Vincent, tell us a little bit about day one of this convention and the expected speakers.
Well, day one today, Monday. The theme first is how make America safe again. That will be the theme of the evening. And the biggest speaker for this day is going to be Melania Trump, the wife of the GOP presumptive nominee, Donald Trump. And alongside her, there will be also the governor from Texas, Governor Rick Perry. And very significantly, we have three speakers that are connected to the Benghazi situation. This is Pat Smith, the mother of the Benghazi victim, Sean Smith. Also, two U.S. Marine Corps veterans will be speaking at the convention this evening. These are those who participated in the battle for Benghazi. And you can tell that this will be setting the tone, particularly on how the President of the United States, Barack Obama, has handled particularly the issues of security, both locally and abroad. So we expect to hear a lot about what the Republican Party thinks, or rather what Mr. Trump thinks about the positions President Obama has taken over the period of time that we have seen all these shootings in the United States, but also there will be an opportunity for them to criticize Hillary Clinton on how she handled the situation in Benghazi, where we know that U.S. officials were killed in that mission.
And briefly, Vincent, what is the general mood at the convention?
well, you know, at this time, things are just picking up. Officials or mostly delegates are starting to come in with excitement and expectations. But of course, you know, the party really begins this evening. And so there is not so much you can tell from what you see around, because it's a very skeletal kind of representation of those who are coming. They're just coming, they're getting in slowly, but I think we'll gauge the mood in the general sense as we get closer to the evening when the events really start from the podium. But of course, at this moment, you can see around the podium, around the arena, people really starting to stream in. They're excited. Those who are supporters of Mr. Trump are excited. But on the streets on the other side, there's some who are very critical, and they are looking forward to, you know, expressing themselves on the streets, especially when they join the protests.
Thank you so much, Vincent. Africa 54's Vincent Makori reporting live from the Republican National Convention in Cleveland. Vincent will be reporting live from the convention throughout the week.